Let's take.
From the Mac of All Trades studio in Fairport and driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Well, hello and welcome. Thank you for getting your pod on. Thank you for telling a friend. Thank you for supporting our great sponsors like the Rochester Red Wings. Gonna have another homestand. Why is Danny always... What the hell do we do with these cameras, Danny? Where does Danny go?
Am I sitting in the wrong spot?
You sit weirder than anybody else who sits in that chair.
Do I need a belly marker?
There you go.
Okay.
We need an X on the...
Your belly button goes
on the floor or something, a belly button marker.
That's what they do on television. Like your belly button's supposed to hit the X on the table.
Right. Yes. That is true. Or the spot, or you got to stand on the, like if you do stand up certain times, you got to stand on a certain spot, and then you look down and you see your best friend's mom and you go, all your jokes just leave your fucking head because you're shitting your pants like, oh God. Danny, ever since the last time I saw you was Sunday.
Yeah.
And I said I was doing like, I don't know what I said, but I've gotten calls. I've gotten yelled at. I've gotten support calls from people, suggestions for
About,
getting help.
Okay.
Just saying that. So I was thinking about this, and I thought, well, maybe I'll bring it up today because I did decide. You know what? I have said on this podcast, and then I go, well, maybe it's hurting people. What I say on the podcast, that I think that talk therapy sometimes holds you where you are. So here's my thing. I'm a big believer in like self-assessment, right?
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of times it's easy to say things than it is to actually do things.
Oh, yeah. Talk is cheap.
Right? Talk is cheap.
Yeah.
And I always say, like, words don't teach, but action teaches. And so, I say a lot of things on here that I firmly believe. But I also know that I go, well, maybe there's some what's happening with me and what's going on. And I will say that over the past 5 years, I paused because I've just been in I don't know how else to put it, so I'll put it as bluntly as I can, a fucked up spot.
You think it's the vaccines, Billy?
I don't.
I'm just joking.
I think you do.
I'm totally joking.
But I don't.
I read something today. I'm like, okay, that's way off. No, I'm not buying that.
I don't think so. I mean, all right, since you go there, I hear people going after Fauci, and we need to hold these people accountable for doing what they did. I don't know, because the people that are holding the guy accountable don't even have close to the medical training that this man received. I'm not saying that maybe he wasn't wrong on something. Maybe there was an overreaction somewhere. But, I mean, this idea that there was... I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to go on that bunny trail. But
well, you can go to the bunny trail a little bit.
To keep it succinct, right?
You'll never do that.
Let's put it this way. Would you admit that I know football and Greg Connors knows football?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't know it like Sean McDermott knows football.
No.
But we know football.
Yeah.
So Fauci's area of expertise in world health matters, in vaccines, in disease, is the equivalent to Greg Connors and my knowledge of football.
Now, hang on. I got to call you.
No, I've read stuff on this.
I know you've read stuff.
There are people who are. Hold on. I'm going somewhere.
We don't know we don't know what he's been exposed to, or what he's read, or what kind of education he had.
If you follow the money, honey, I'm just using that as a phrase.
Yes.
But with Fauci, I believe that you have the right to ask him questions. The problem is that the very people who want to question him are also doing the same stuff in other ways.
Yes.
Taking bribes, taking money.
Well,
it's just, this is not their thing.
Here's the thing.
It's all one big shell game.
I got to say this. I have to say this.
Okay.
And people get very upset with me, and then I'll try to turn it around, and then we'll get back to what I was planning to talk to you about.
Yeah.
The to have Marjorie Taylor Greene say, I'm not going to call you doctor.
It's grandstanding.
It's grandstanding, but I mean, you're talking about a person who, what education do you have that would even compare to that? And I would say that, a lot of times, look, a doctor who's practicing medicine is not a doctor who's researching medicine. And the only way I know that is my sister had Lyme disease, and had not the doctor's daughter also had it, he wouldn't have realized that penicillin shots in the ass at a consistent rate seems to ward it off. You'll never get rid of it. Here are the things to do.
Here's how you maintain it.
But he's not in the education system. He's an active practice doctor. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I think that Fauci was probably exposed to lots of research and lots of things and in labs and talking to people who were at the cutting edge. I don't know. I will tell you that the way the economy went and the things that went on and the long-term effects, and I even think on people's mental health, was terrible. I don't believe in the beginning that was the purpose. I don't.
Okay.
Not in the beginning. Because in the beginning, I think everybody thought, well, we shut down for 2 weeks, 2 months. I think then when it kept going, maybe somewhere along the line. But I don't think, at least initially, we thought that was going to happen. People were dying. And we know, and young people.
The dogmatic stance that he took, I believe, now opens him up to questioning.
It does.
I believe that everybody.
I can say you can question anything.
I believe that.
Question everything.
We should hold everybody accountable.
But just to show you where I'm trying to be fair here, look, I would say, because people have called me and said, "Oh, isn't this great? Trump got found guilty on all 34 charges," and I said, "No, I don't think it's great at all.
Actually,
I wish it was like 17, and I wish it wasn't this." And I thought Arnie Rothschild made a great point where could President Biden pardon President Trump, it would be a great move because this makes it look like such a political thing. But take it out of New York State and let's put it somewhere else. Let's put it in Arkansas. Let's put it somewhere where we believe that Trump has a real stronghold. And make it somebody else. And could you get a jury of your peers, and let's say they're found guilty on all 34 charges, would not then those people who support, let's say it was either Biden or I don't know, Hillary Clinton's a great example. Let's say it's Hillary, and she was the one accused. Would we not then say this was a miscarriage of justice because in that state?
Right.
So I think that you got to be
like if
really
it were Hillary,
careful.
the accusations in Texas, it would probably go the same way.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying.
I'm with you.
That's what I'm saying. So I think we have to be very, very careful on all this stuff, and even that.
When you're seeing people like Jamie Dimon backing up Trump, now go, whoa, whoa.
Well, only because this isn't a great look. It's not.
Because now you're telling
right. It's a state issue, and nobody can tell you the real thing.
Right.
Well, he's found guilty of what?
Oh, like Piers Morgan, had some experts on the show, and the Michael Knowles, who's probably pretty even keeled, asks her. He goes, "What's the crime Trump committed?" And she couldn't name it.
Yeah,
she couldn't name any of it. Because are those laws in New York State? And the point being is that if they could do this to you and weaponize the law, and third world country this, which is what they're doing, they could do it to anybody.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg, Jamie Dimon, Larry Ellison, you, me, Kevin.
No, I'll do it to myself.
Anybody. Let's get to that.
That's right. That's
because I said the one word I would describe for you. Remember, like
temperance.
I said, Kevin's was salads.
Yes.
Yours was temperance.
Yes.
So here we are a year and a half later.
Yes. Well, okay. So I always say look for patterns. And I noticed that the pattern that I'm in is a pattern I was in. And I only realized that because I retold the story recently on the pod.
Yes.
And I went, oh, my God.
You're doing what you said you shouldn't do to yourself?
No, I'm doing what I've done in the past because I don't know why. So the question is...
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right. So here's my point with my mental health thing. I don't even know if you call it that, but trying to just figure shit out. You got to get to the root of things. And that's the part that sometimes I always worry, well, you just talk and talk and talk. And sometimes talk therapy can become a bitch session. And so you're just, or a verbal dump.
Yeah. So it feels good for 45 minutes.
Right.
Then what?
Well, I don't know. So my point is I want to get to what's the root of, I did it before, I'm doing it again. Same story, different players. Same story, different players. Why? What's the pattern here and how come I'm doing it? Now, I will say this. At that time, I lost a job with the Zone, and I put on weight. I might have smoked cigarettes for a little while. I drank. I spent a lot of money.
I've never seen you with a cigarette.
Yeah,
because I thought you were allergic to tobacco.
I am.
Because I offered you a cigar once, and like, oh, wait, you're
I
like,
won't.
no.
It just swells me up.
Yeah.
Cigars especially, and I like cigars. But so there was that, and then I'm looking at myself. I should be 200 pounds. That's like a perfect weight for me.
For your height and everything.
Yeah, it's just for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, my height, they're probably going to tell
that's where you feel most like
That's
yourself.
just where I am. Like, I feel my best. I 190, I start to look a little emaciated, but I'm probably,
Yeah, my
but
dad
a
said the
doctor,
same thing.
a doctor would say to you, that's where you should be. And I go, yeah.
Like a Somalian?
Somebody's, well, careful.
Well, no, but back in the...
No, you know, I got a relative.
Okay. Oh, all right. I'm sorry. No, remember we sent money to them for
Ethiopia.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I got up to 238 pounds recently, and I go.
That was my heaviest weight, by the way.
And I'm going. That's mine, and that's my heaviest weight I think I've ever
you got like
known.
5 extra inches on me though.
And I go, what am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? And then the past 2 weekends, shit has gone down, and I'm gone. And I went, yeah, this isn't good.
Well, something happened the previous weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, I know. I mean, I know what happened this past weekend.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize something had happened the previous weekend. Unless I'm missing.
Yeah, it was
something.
Memorial Day weekend.
Oh yeah, okay, but
I passed out in somebody's stranger's bed. I was high and drunk and.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but
saying, well,
I don't. Yeah, but you weren't arguing with anybody.
No,
You're starting a problem.
But I'm just saying, like, but I know there's something driving it.
Okay.
There is something that's driving that for me, and I
Yes.
know what it is. I'm not going to say what it is.
Do we need to do a Billy SWAT report?
We don't. But
I would love one. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Oh Christ! wait till the rest of this show because.
Oh, cool! I've been looking forward to this for a few days.
This is going to be a little crazy. So, So anyway, all I'm saying is self-assessment is a good thing, and I have decided, and that I should do that. I'm down, by the way, 225.
Good.
But here's the thing: I was promising myself I would start running, and I had done some videos. My hips started hurting, and I go, it's because I'm too heavy. So I started walking it and going to the gym every other day, gym or walk, right? 3 miles either way. So today I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to run. And I had to stop a few times, but I did finish it. And because I was going to wait till I got down to like 215 to start running again. Because it's just the weight, and I'm not young.
Sometimes that if you wait for that, it may not come. Like when I did that 7 weeks of sugarlessness,
Yeah.
I dropped 15 pounds and then I couldn't drop another pound.
Yeah.
And I ate right. I
Right.
exercised. I did everything right.
Yeah.
It's just my metabolism. And that's when I realized I got to go talk to somebody about my metabolism, which I'm going to do. So, I mean, like sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you have to force yourself, but if it hurts, then
I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Slope. Right.
But my point is, it's part of a bigger picture.
Yes. Oh, I understand
what
that.
the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What's the root of the problem?
You're on this treadmill, and I'll call it the circle of insanity. And I only say it that way because you're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, but not getting them.
Yes.
So that's insane. So what's the root of this, and how do I get out of it and over the hump and move on? That's really the thing.
Have you figured out that solution? Are you talking to somebody? Or are you going to talk to
I
somebody?
am going to go talk to somebody.
Okay. Do I know that somebody?
You do not.
Okay, all right.
You do not.
Okay.
I
I know a guy.
There was a lot of people who reached out. I got a call last night. Somebody offering up their guy. I had somebody else, but I'll tell you, I have a friend who's the head of the psychology department at St. John Fisher, who I actually meet with once a month, but has nothing to do with talking psychology. It has more to do with it's like a philosophical weirdo club. That's what I'll call it.
Today's topic: Voltaire.
I'm not kidding. I know it sounds nuts.
Next week, Nitschke.
I know it sounds nuts, but like I had to say to somebody recently because they go, yeah, I love your podcast, blah 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 blah. But there are some episodes, and I go, here's the thing, and I will hint at this. I just took random roulette tapes today, and I threw in a tape, and wait till you fucking hear what I found from December of 2000.
Okay.
December of 2000.
All
Well,
right.
we will play this shit.
Looking forward to it.
It's fucking wild.
But it's got to feel good though.
What's that?
That enough people have reached out to you that care enough about you.
Yeah. No,
that
is.
they've reached out
It's a wonderful
to
thing.
offer you that kind of support.
Absolutely.
Because I remember when we did a show once and you had either kicked or punched. I'm not trying to bring up old stuff. Just stay with me. You had kicked or punched a wall.
No, I punched it. Yeah.
And douchebag Gary calls up.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't even know if he's still alive.
I don't know.
I hope he is, because
What
he
did
was
he say?
funny. He goes, Billy,
Yeah,
that's kid stuff.
it is. He's right. That's true.
Come on.
Yeah.
And you were kind of like, yeah, you're right. You're like, he's like, I don't have to. He goes, you don't need a psychologist to tell you that.
No.
You do that. But the point is, enough people called up and like offered their support and their experience, because it's like, it's not like someone's got this magic potion.
No,
well, I think
but here's the thing: it's the root of it,
right?
Because even your magic potion, which would be let go and let God,
Jesus,
the human element takes over, and it does.
Oh, I know.
And the human side of you goes back to the old patterns.
I know Christians who can't stop smoking.
Okay, but
I mean,
I'm not saying like
it's an example.
But my thing is like, so what happened that you get so mad about something that you can't
hold back?
You can't, but no, you can't express it. You can't find.
Well, you expressed it.
No, I understand. But you can't express it like
I heard
a
it was
normal
being put
person.
on a T-shirt.
Look, I've broken this hand a couple times. That's why when I did instruct boxing, I'm not instructing boxing currently. I would always say first two knuckles, because these break very easily. Right? Mine are so. This knuckle is pushed back so far, it hurts sometimes. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Point being, what's the root of why you hit the wall? Not, and we can say somebody said this. That's all great. Somebody could say something else a week from now that would piss you off just as equally. Why is it getting that way? What's that? And that's something I've never even thought about. And part of that is just me getting older, maybe thinking too much. I don't know. Deeper thinking. Like, what's the root?
It's called rumination. Yeah.
Well, my thing is like the root. What's the fucking root? Because here's the thing. I don't believe life should be hard. I know this whole thing. Life sucks and then you die. Life's a bitch, then you marry one. Whatever. But my point is, I don't think it needs to be. I think we live it wrong. And when you're in a good mood and you kind of let go and are happy, everything seems to be flowing, right? Yeah. You're in the zone. Everything's great. Well, okay. But then we let that what goes on in our head that all of a sudden, like, this keeps bothering me and bothering me and bothering me, and I can't let it go when I should let it go. Why? What is it? And then what I do is when that's happening, and I have said here, I don't think there's any such thing as assertion. There are people who disagree with me, but there's nobody can really assert anything on you, right? Really, you have to kind of be in there on their wavelength to kind of pick it up. But sometimes it feels like in our human element that this person's doing this and it's really hurting me, and they don't seem to care, or they don't whatever. And so my thing is, because I'm perpetually a child, I will try to hit back twice as hard, like as though I'm in a boxing match. And it's not physical. I've never hit somebody.
I know what you mean.
But what I'm saying is verbally. I'll come at you. I will lash you with a tongue.
Oh, I know.
Fucking quick.
Yes.
You think you got shit on me? Well, fucking go. I will. It's like zip, zip, zip. And I go, whoa. And it's unbelievable. It's like the thought comes in my head. Like that person says something and it's a nanosecond and it's out of my mouth, and it's like, it's one that will literally hit you right between the eyes. I don't want to do that. That's not normal. That's not nice. And because then what do? You turn around and somebody's hurt. You drive people away. You will ruin relationships. You do, but it's because why? What happened somewhere? What's the root of that?
Well,
different.
If you don't mind me
same
asking,
story, different players.
If you don't mind me asking, about 3 months ago, you had an experience with a gentleman who gave you this naughty water.
Yeah.
And that was
about a year ago. Yeah.
Okay. Was it a year ago?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think that's? I don't want to be trite. Does that like kind of worn off, or is that a different issue?
No, I think that actually has helped me kind of try to find these things.
Okay.
Find out what that is, because I really believe, like, that guy sat with me and he did an old ancient Indian, not American, but dot not feather. Well, I don't know how to say it. India, the country.
Indian. Pale ale.
But I forget the type of reading, but it's a pulse reading, but it's an ancient form. He gave me years that are blocking you, like preventing you from doing stuff. And I went, oh, not the years, because I knew that's what he does. So I had the years in my head. Not even close.
Yeah, you were telling me.
Not even close.
Yeah.
And I would say that I just feel like the potential's too great, but the self-sabotage is almost as great or greater. So how do I stop that? That's it. There you go.
We can be our own worst enemies.
Yes. Speaking of self-assessment, Tiger Woods in Las Vegas, part of a poker tournament. Phil Hellmuth, who is a famous poker player, one of the best in the world, has this tournament every year. It raises money. He's also standing there with Ninja, who is a online gamer and stuff. Tiger looks bloated. His face looks swollen. His eyes look huge. If you really, really listen, and I know I'm going to be tainting the jury on this one. I'm absolutely tainting the jury. But when I've heard it, and you came in just as I was laying this down, it sounds like Tiger's a little lit up. And people were like all worried when they saw this video on X that Phil Hellmuth put out.
Hello, it's Tiger Woods. Oh,
Maybe it's
hello,
Hellmuth?
Ninja,
I don't know.
a ninja and a tiger. I'm so proud of Tiger. At the TGR Foundation, we're doing the Tigers Poker Night. We're going to raise $1 million, maybe $2 million. It's a really, really nice event. Tiger, I'm so proud of you. What's your favorite moment with TGR? You've raised like $100 million for people.
I think it's the stories that the kids come back and tell. First generations ever go to college. Parents said you never go to college. Grandparents said you never go to college. It's useless.
Grandma said, you ain't ever going
They're
to
in college, flourishing, going to Stanford, Harvard, MIT, Yale, going to amazing places, doing amazing things. One of our girls who went through our learning lab early on. She's one of the directors who landed one of the rovers on Mars.
Amazing. I mean, the grandparents said no college. The parents said no college. Tiger said, fuck that, I'm sending you to college.
Money.
Ninja, thank you for showing up here. How's
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's going great. My golf game was terrible, so hopefully my poker game is much better.
See how he sounds cleaner, doesn't he?
Easy on me, dude.
Like he's not drunk.
Bro.
Yeah.
I heard Tiger called you out
Listen
on the
to this.
race.
Yeah,
Listen
you
to
said
this.
I'm yapping, bro. Come on now.
That's what you do.
It's what you do. It's what you do. Come on.
Well, no. I mean,
you got to look at this video.
Well, okay, he's in Vegas.
He
right?
looks sweaty. He looks like Vegas beat him.
Okay, he's in Vegas.
He's swollen.
It is loud, so you got to talk over it. He's not the most socially eloquent
He is not.
person.
I agree with that.
He was kind of kept under a glass
Yes,
jar
he
by
was.
his father
Yes.
for years.
Yes.
At the same time, he may have had a couple of cocktails.
Yes, he did. Or a pill.
Maybe. I wouldn't get too worried about it.
No, I'm not worried about it, but
But I mean, he was able to articulate the schools and the rover on Mars.
You got to see him, dude. You got to please look this up. It's on X.
Okay.
He's bloated, sweaty face. It was like me Saturday night. I was bloated,
Puffer
sweaty. Oh, I think I woke up in a puddle of me. The puddle of me.
The Miranda in his natural environment.
That's right. That's very right. All right, we'll take a moment. Do you mind if we go back to 2000? Because I thought you would get a kick out of this.
Oh, I don't mind, of course.
I just popped this tape in, and it's from December 20. But there's a funny connection to where we're sitting right now to what I was doing 24 years, almost 25 years ago.
Okay.
It was December 19th, and then December 20th, because I had to flip the tape at one point.
Was it the
You'll hear
strip
why.
poker for Tiger tournament?
It was not. It was not. But it's something. It's something. It's around Christmas, and I didn't know what. I still don't know what to think of this, Danny. After I listened to it, I don't know what to think of it. I don't know. So I'm like, I'd like to get your take. How old were you in 2000?
I was 20.
You were 20.
I was a sophomore / junior at Fisher.
I was 28 years old.
Okay.
I was 28 years old.
You were on CM.
I was on CMF, and they had moved me. Well, we'll take a moment and I'll tell you the whole
Because
story.
I remember one of my classmates went on your show at one point, and it was a woman named Kate, and Kate ended up like almost half naked on the couch because like they were like playing like tit for tat or strip poker or something in the studio for something.
Oh, wait. But Kate was a classmate of yours, but she was married.
No, it's a different woman. Because she called our party. We were all at a party, and she called the party. This is like 2002.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah. No, I don't know. All right, we'll take a moment. We will. I don't remember that. I didn't remember this. I remember this a little bit, but I didn't remember this the way it went down.
Maybe that's the root of your problem.
That might be. We'll get to that next.